Hi, Carrie. We didn't really get a chance to finish going over some of the things that we were talking about with the Mac and the dock. So I just figured I would put together a little video so we can do a quick run through just of a few things that you may already know, but if you don't, they're definitely things that I wish somebody had told me a little bit sooner when I was making the PC to Mac switch. They just make your life a whole lot easier. Start with adding icons to the dock, which obviously is this row down here. Easiest way to add an application to it, when you go into applications, if there's something that you want that you usually use that's not already in there, I'm going to say font book just because I know I don't have it in my dock. There's two ways to add something. First, you can open the application, which obviously it puts this icon down here, except, obviously when you close, there goes the icon. Well, the next time you open that application, you can just go down here to this little icon and control click, go up here to options and keep in dock. Now when you close out of the application, you'll see the application closed but the icon stayed, and that icon you can move around to wherever you would like on your dock, put it next to whatever makes the most sense for you, and there it is. Another way to add something to your dock without having to open the application, once you go down and you find one that you want, you just click the icon and drag it onto your dock, and it'll go wherever you want. And now it's there for as long as you need it, and again, the same way, you can always click any one of these and move them around, do whatever you need to with them. And if there's ever anything you want to get rid of, if you don't want to have 40 icons on your dock like I do, you can just grab it and drag it, and away it goes. So it's just that simple to clean up and arrange your dock. And if you ever want to change a few other options on your dock, such as changing the size of it, if you just roll over this little set of bars right here, it will make your dock bigger or smaller depending on which way you drag. Also, if you control click on this little set of bars, you'll get a few other options, which is turn hiding on, which means it'll go away until you need it, which means you put your mouse at the bottom of your screen and up pops your dock. And then as soon as you move your mouse away from it, there it goes. I usually don't use this, but it's just a preference thing, whatever you'd like. And if you want to change that to turn that hiding feature off, just control click on this again and turn hiding off, and now it stays. Same thing with magnification, which is just this effect here. So as you roll over it, and you can customize this to make the magnification where the icons are just huge when you roll over it, which that's really only good if you have just a bazillion applications and you want to keep your dock as small as you can so it doesn't take up half your screen. I'm going to turn that back off. You can also change its position on screen the same way that you can with, say, the Windows Start menu down at the bottom. Say you want to have all your icons on the right, you can do that, and it works the exact same way. And again, if you want to customize this further or just explore it or play around with it, you can always go here into the dock preferences, and you can do some of this manually, just dragging and dropping. Same thing with magnification, and pretty much all these same effects. The other thing we were talking about, I remember, was grab. Just some easy ways to use it. I've got it already on my desktop, on my dock, but if you want to be able to find it again, just go into Applications, go down to Utilities, make this a little bigger, and there it is. And you just open it up. And all this is just a Mac utility to let you capture different parts of your screen. And it gives you 4 options. You can do the timed screen, which, like we talked about, you just set a certain time limit. You want it to capture your screen in 10 seconds, 20 seconds, what have you. Or you can capture, obviously, the entire screen, which is nice and convenient because it's a really simple key command. Just Command Z once this program is open, and it'll capture the entire screen. There is no distorted claw of a keyboard shortcut it makes you remember. You can capture just a certain window, meaning if you want to capture this entire utilities window or just your entire web browser or whatever, if you have 30 different things open, you can do that. Or the feature that I use it most for is capturing a selection. So you just go to Capture and Selection, and this little window will pop up. You can drag it around and do whatever you want with it. It's not going to affect your screen capture as far as what image you end up making. So once you got this picked, you just drag over whatever you want to make as your image, and it'll pop up, and this is the final flattened image. And once you got it, you just go to File and Save As. And I'm just going to call this Screenshot. And I just saved that to my desktop. So if you go, see right here it is. Right? And that's really all there is to grab. And it does save everything as JPEG, so they're nice, simple, easy images to work with, and they're really small, so they're easy to email back and forth and all that. And then the other thing that I know we were talking about was keyboard shortcuts, how to change them, find out what they are, alter them, anything like that. Easiest way to find those is click on the Apple symbol and System Preferences. And my computer works a little different because it's a desktop. I have two options here for keyboard and one for mouse. Laptops, I'm pretty sure yours just has keyboard and mouse. They're all just one button. But for my purposes, I would just have to click on keyboard. And here's your keyboard shortcuts option. And let's say for screenshots, because I know that was one that you use. If you want to change your screenshots shortcuts, you just click on screenshots and go over here, and whichever one you want to change, just double click on the actual command and hold down whatever new keys you want to use as your keyboard command, and it'll change it. If you happen to change it to something that it already exists, like say Command A, which is already a desktop shortcut, it'll just give you a prompt saying that that already exists, please choose a new one. And you can change it to whatever you want. And if you ever want to change them all back to where they were, you just click on Restore Defaults, and it'll change them back to the factory shortcut options, just in case you change it to something and you can't remember or anything like that. And I believe that's about the three things that we went over. If you ever have any more questions or any other problems, feel free to give me a call or an email. That information's in the email that I sent you. And if I'm not asleep or in class, I'm usually sitting in front of a computer somewhere. So yeah, feel free to get a hold of me if there's any other problems that you have or any other advice or anything you need, and I will talk to you later.